Where has the first half of 2022 gone? You know what? It's been 6 months of, I would call it a roller coaster, but it's really the downhill slide in some respects and the uphill slide on others with inventory. So this week, we're going to look at the end of June stats and talk a little bit about how we compare to last year. And so let's just jump right in and get started. Hey there, Les Solgrove here with Via Realtors. It is July 3rd, 2022. We're recording this Sunday night before the 4th so that we can all get out and celebrate tomorrow and have a good time, and hopefully the rain won't cause any problems with parades and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm all dressed in my 4th of July attire this week, and my neighbors next door are firing off fireworks and my dogs are having a fit. So if you hear the dogs barking tonight, there's really not much I can do about it. So, hey, let's jump in and talk about a little bit about what happened in the past week here in the Des Moines and Central Iowa real estate market. So we're going to start off first here. A couple of days ago, we had some breaking news. We talked about the fact that we hit the 2,300 homes for sale mark for the very first time this year. That happened on July 1st. And you know what? That's the highest inventory count we've seen since December of 2020. So we had to go back, almost a year and a half before we have seen this kind of inventory count before. And a lot of this inventory rise is due to the existing homes for sale, which is right, let's do this finger right here, right there. That 1,023, that number there is at 1,000. It's not at the high point compared to last year quite yet, but I suspect we're going to hit that here within the next 2 or 3 weeks anyway. So that was the breaking news this week. I think we'll also see coming up this coming week as we'll see us hit that next 1,000 milestone on closed sales. So we'll kind of keep our eye open for that. So the dashboard this week reflects that. As of tonight, Sunday night, we are currently at 2,300 homes for sale. So we did sell a few of the homes that were on the market since July 1st, but we're definitely in the we're definitely in the majority in existing homes when we're looking at the chart up here to the left, the pie chart. 1,015 homes currently on the market are existing homes versus 911 new construction homes. So we've definitely flipped on that. And of course, we're still in a buyer's market in all new construction. 7 months of inventory for new homes and just almost 6.5 months of inventory for the new condo townhomes. Although we saw quite a little surge this past week in condo townhome sales. They kind of picked up. They'd been kind of dropping off a little bit, and we saw a nice little bump on that. So again, 1.6 months of inventory overall. That's up quite a bit compared to last year when we were right at, I think, 1 month of inventory total. So the market has slowed a little bit, and we'll talk about year-to-date close here and the median sale price at the end here. So this week we're going to talk about the end of June. We normally, with it just hitting the end of month and end of quarter, I thought I could try to get this all into one show, but it was going to be way too long. So we'll come back next week and talk about the end of quarter and the quarterly reports. And I'll kind of go over why I really like quarterly data the best. I think it tells the best story overall and gives us some good trends. So let's jump in to see what happened here in the month of June. And we start by showing you a January stat. This is Metro Homes for Sale. Broken down by, I think it's 13 or 14, 17, I think it's 17 metro areas here, all the communities within the city surrounding Des Moines, and then of course the way Des Moines is broken up by Northeast, Northwest, etc. And so what I thought I would do is kind of show you what this looks like here compared to, and I might just, let's see, this is January, and down the lower right hand corner we got 1,335 homes on the market in January. And that was a pretty good number, really kind of starting the year off. But if we fast forward and look at where we are at the end of June, you can see we're sitting at 1,671 homes for sale. and only one area in the metro is actually down on inventory, and I think that's mostly because of the price point and the desirability for that area. It's Des Moines East. It's 13 homes for sale, and none of them are for sale above $200,000. So that's that corridor between University and the Des Moines River south, and it goes the fairgrounds area in that area. So 13 homes total as of the end of the month for sale, Des Moines East, and that's 6 fewer than what we had in January. But look at the rest on the right-hand side there. You can see all the pluses. I think 55, is that the most? Yeah, 55 is the most that we've increased in one area, and that's Des Moines Northeast. So that's directly north of Des Moines East, which would be University Avenue, up all the way up to the northern borders, and along the Des Moines River to the west is the border there. So good to see that part of the market kind of start to wake up and really start to see more inventory, because that's really, we kind of look at June and July maybe this year as our first of the year again. We think about the first of the year and we see new homes coming on the market in the lower price points, which ultimately then in turn drives the middle price points when these buyers are able to buy and move up. And with the inventory we're seeing coming on the market, we might just actually see the feeling of a first of the year market right now, and that's pretty welcomed in our marketplace. So 1,671 homes for sale. How this looks on the other end of the scale, looking at it over of all the homes for sale based on the price points. Again, let's do this same little exercise. Look in January, and you can see the bulk of the homes for sale at that point in time were between that $300,000 and $400,000 price point, which includes the bulk of our new construction. That's the kind of the entry point right now for new construction. There's 598 homes in January, and we'll go ahead and flip the slide here and look at June. We have 695 homes in that $300,000 to $400,000 price point, which is almost a full 100 more homes on the market right now than we had at the very first of the year. But every single category except for that under $100,000 price point is seeing an increase in inventory. That under $100,000 price point is just so fluid. I mean, there's so many buyers in that price point that if the home is in livable condition or something that's pretty fresh on the market, it sells absolutely quickly. We only have 60 homes currently on the market under $100,000 of all properties for sale. We also see, I'm going to go back for just a quick second. Look at that above $1 million price point. In January, we had 28 homes above $1 million, and currently, as of the end of June, we're sitting at 60. So there's, almost we've more than doubled our $1 million plus inventory so far this year. So that's kind of an amazing thing as well. Year to date, homes for sale. This graphic really just kind of shows some of that same information. This is all the homes again, and you can see that May was the month that we really turned the corner. So May and June, excuse me, May and June, we actually started adding inventory to the marketplace, and that dotted line is 2021. So you can see we're pretty much doubled our inventory from this time last year in July. And that's kind of one reason why the market feels like it's slowing down a little bit. And I might have misspoke. We didn't double the inventory. That's at 1,500. My head was in the way. I thought that was a zero. But, we've added a good amount of inventory to where the point is where buyers are actually able to find something. I've been showing houses this last couple of weeks, and honestly, it's been a long time when you can actually set up 7 or 8 houses to show, and they're not sold by the time you get the showing set up. So that's another sign that showing activity is probably going to pick up a little bit, and days on market is definitely increasing here. So let's take a quick look at how this category looks all the way down the line when we break down the categories. So this is all homes. This is existing homes. So this is the single family resale where we sell the majority of our properties. And again, May was about the month. Actually, it started late April. We started to see a buildup of more inventory, and we're still kind of increasing moving forward. One thing I'll be interested in is the month of July. You can see here that in the graphic that the month of July, kind of the black line last year, kind of flattened out for that month, at least half of the month. Will we see that same type of flattening this year, or will it continue to rise? My guess is that we're going to see this continue to rise because the buyer activity is so strong, even with the high mortgage interest rates that we're seeing. I think we're going to just see that continue on and kind of just push through that July pause where everybody's kind of on vacation and stuff. The existing condos and townhomes, you can see, are still below last year's inventory levels. In fact, this is the only category we're going to talk about that is not above last year's for sale inventory. So existing condos and townhomes, you have buyers in that price point. If you're a buyer looking for a price point, home in that price point, not price point, but category, you're still struggling. You're still seeing homes sell quickly. Again, I'm showing houses on Tuesday. My buyer had 3 picked out, 1's available. And, so not going to tell you what it is because I want it to still be available Tuesday when I get out there. The new construction properties is probably one of the biggest areas where we've seen inventory growth this year as well. And I'm wondering, if this is going to be one category that kind of, stalls out. Now, there are 2 ways that inventory rises. One is inventory rises when we add more inventory to the market. The other way inventory rises is if properties don't sell in that price in that particular category as fast. And so I think we're going to start to maybe see a little slowdown in new construction sales maybe throughout the summer months. I know that some of the builders are starting to offer incentives again, and that's a good thing, I think. And so maybe they'll push through and correct that dip that you see that happened last year in July on that black line, where the month of July was actually inventory went down, which could either mean that they didn't replace the inventory when it was selling, or it just wasn't that much on. So I think we're going to still see some changes here as we move in through the new construction. The new construction condos, townhomes, right now there's just over 250 of those homes on the market, and we've been kind of seeing that just slowly rise. But that's in contrast to 2021, where we saw from about the 1st of April or first week of April through August and September when inventory just dropped. And I think we're going to start to see that inventory kind of bump up just a little bit again. So I think new construction might be the place where you can start to find some deals, some concessions being made. Maybe it's appliances included now, maybe some closing costs, things like that. When the market softens a little bit, because the builders don't want to be sitting out there this fall with a bunch of unsold homes. So that's kind of the thought process there. The sale pending side of this equation here, we're looking at, again, all metro homes by the price point across the metro. 2,271 homes currently in sale pending. We had about a quarter more, 25% more last year at this time. We're definitely seeing fewer sales go into the books, but we're still on pace right now to, as of right now, to probably do what we did last year. But I don't think we're going to do that because when we see pending sales slow down, the closed sales are about 30 to 60 days behind, also slowing down. The homes under contract by price point, again, the bulk of our pending sales are under that $400,000 price point. We saw a nice little surge there at the 400 to 500. There's 121 homes right now currently under contract, but by far that $100,000 to $400,000 price point is our major area of purchasing right now. And we start to see that rise a little bit. So if the 4 to 5 and the 5 to 6 kind of pick up, that could be a good sign that some of these homeowners that have been sitting on the sidelines are maybe coming out and listing their homes even in this higher rate environment. So always kind of watch pendings. They are the one category that tells the story moving forward. This is another graphic just to kind of get a feel for how far behind we are on sale pendings. Again, we're around 3,100, 3,200 homes in the sale pending category versus last year we were, about 4,300 or so. So we're about 1,000 down, so that 25% down versus last year. and we are on the downward trek for the rest of the year. This is a typical time. Middle of May we peak, and then we typically run down all the way to the end of the year until we pick back up again at the very first part of the next year. Two more slides. We have the closed sales year to date. This one I went ahead and the left column, the red column, is 7,888 homes. That's how many homes we've closed year to date. We're just slightly ahead of last year. Again, with the sale pendings that are lower, we're going to see that number probably dip below last year's as we move forward. Existing homes are behind. That's the 5,309 versus 5,439 from last year. 944, the same thing for existing condos and townhomes. The area that we're seeing the most increase year over year has been the new homes, both condos and the existing homes. So 1321 and 314 in the new construction townhomes that are closed year to date. So, if the year ends at the same as we did last year, it's going to likely be because of new construction this year. Last slide, just always bring this one back. This is the mortgage rate versus purchase power. We did see a slight rebound, and I mean slight. Rates dropped nationally. They're at 5.7. Now, I will tell you locally here, I've seen as of Friday, I saw 30-year fixed rate mortgages right at that 5%. So this 5.70 is a trailing number. It's usually about a week or 10 days behind from the source that I get it because it's a national number. But locally, I will tell you that we're closer to that 5%, which means that, you might be able to, your buying power is actually probably stronger than what this graphic shows you. But nationally, the buying power has dropped about $70,000 from the first of the year. So, all right, well, next year, let's turn this little side button off so you don't have to see me and that. Excuse me. Next week, we're going to talk about the quarterly numbers. I love the quarterly data. Every time I produce quarterly data, I like it because it's so simple and it just kind of tells a better story from a little different height of the market. So we look at a lot of stuff at the ground level, and sometimes we get so focused on the little stuff we miss the big stuff, and then we focus all the way out on the big stuff, and we sometimes can kind of miss that as well. So that's it for the week. Thanks for joining me. Have a safe and happy 4th of July, and we'll talk to you all again next week.